biggest, least understood problems is employee morale. There's a great sense of frustration. It's at its all-time high in terms of low morale, and it is because of this disconnect. And it's increasing every day, especially as the millennial workforce becomes more prominent. Right, we're two or 3 years away from millennials being 75% of the workforce, and you think about how management is thinking about this today. They say things like, you know, you're part of the trophy generation. You always got an award for showing up. You didn't have to pay your dues like I did. And what that creates is an us versus them sort of workforce, and that's a problem. And the best businesses are solving for this by reverse mentoring. So they're bringing millennials to spend, you know, a full workday with senior executives so that they can actually see how they see the world and appreciate it. Because you can't fight it. All you can do is try to steer it or lead it, and that's one of the most common problems that businesses have to solve for. And then once you do that, a lot of things should start to come to pass, you know, because it's the same stubbornness that's prevented a lot of other change. It's more important than I think I even emphasize today. I have this formula. It's called RRS. It's relevance, resonance, significance. It's this idea that how would you be relevant to a connected customer? Right? This is why a lot of companies go through that whole vision statement exercise, trying to answer that question. And you realize by trying to understand what it is that they value. There's a great report called the Liminal Report that Razorfish published several years ago. It's still valuable today. It was they were working with Virgin America, and Virgin America wanted to learn how to be valuable to, you know, a connected customer, and how that was different than a traditional airline customer, and then how they could appease to both. So they did this whole amount of research to figure out what they valued, how they make decisions, you know, everything that we sort of talked about today. And the result is what I think to be one of the best airlines in the business right now, because they started with a different intention to answer this question. So it starts there. You know, one of the biggest things that I find that I think we work against ourselves is that we don't actually want to know the answer. You know, maybe we don't want to accept that we could be irrelevant. Maybe we don't want to believe that what we're doing today isn't the right thing. So a lot of this is psychological in nature, but the minute you start to see what you're missing, it becomes palatable. You know, you can hold it, you can feel it, and it's very powerful once people can get to that. The biggest challenge I have is skepticism and stubbornness, though, even to get someone to ask that question.